Hi, my name is Cristina Lehto. I'm a sixth-year student in the second faculty of medicine. I'm going to be the host for our podcast called PeliCast, and we will be touching topics like how to apply to our faculty, how is the student life, and what after the studies. I hope you're going to enjoy it, and see you soon. Our faculty has a 70th year anniversary this year, and in November we have a big celebration with the faculty night event. It's very important to point out some history. So in 1953, one united faculty was divided into three: pediatric, general medicine, and hygiene. In 1990, our faculty was renamed from pediatric to second faculty of medicine, which is our current name. In today's episode, we're going to have two important guests for our international students. We will touch topics like how to apply to our faculty, what students face during their studies, and what opportunities they have on top of their medical studies, like research. I would like to welcome you to our first English episode of our PeliCast. I would like to welcome our first guests, Coordinator for International Students, Petra Fabingerová, and Vice Dean for International Students, Professor Kachlík. I would like you to just shortly maybe tell us who you are for us students, and what is your role for us students, maybe.
Okay, so I'm Petra. Everyone knows me as Petra. I work at the language department as a Czech language teacher, but one of the main role, or my main role, is to help foreign students. So I'm officially coordinator for international students.
My name is David Kachlík, and I am the head of Department of Anatomy and head of the subject Anatomy, Histology and Embryology, which is the main subject in the first year. And I'm also the Vice Dean for the international students and the entrance exam.
So I think this podcast is going to be mainly for our students who are applying. And I think it's very important to know why to choose our faculty and what is special about the second faculty of medicine. Maybe each of you can say a few words about it, something interesting.
Lady first.
Okay. From my point of view, because I'm not a doctor, I'm the language teacher, and as I said, a coordinator. For me, the most important difference is that we are a small faculty which has a very familiar atmosphere. We know each other. I know names of all foreign students, and we care of students not only on the academic field and their studies, but we also help them with everyday problems, issues they can have.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and we are also a small faculty in the sense that there's 200 or a bit more than 200 students in international faculty. So it's quite easy to know people because you, as a Czech language teacher, are going to meet our students for the first 3 years on the daily basis. And that's actually one thing that is very important to also say, that here we learn another language, because communication with the patients is going to be in Czech. So we have to also bring that education to the curriculum, I would say.
Plus, it's very stupid, according to my opinion, to live in the country and not be able to say basic things like
you
order in the restaurant.
You have to, exactly, because here it's still very, not rare, but it's not so common to hear people speaking to you in English. You are going to have to go to a grocery shop and order something in the restaurant in Czech, and that's exactly a perfect reason why we also are learning Czech language. All right, let's continue with Professor. Do you think?
Yeah, Charles University is ranked very high, and it consists of 17 faculties, and 5 of these are medical ones. The question is why. 2 of them are outside in other small cities, in Plzeň and in Hradec Králové. And in Prague we have 3, and it's just a historical aspect which we inherited and we have not changed it. And the 3 faculties differ based on the number of the students, that the first is the largest and second is the smallest. Then differ based on where they are located. So the first is located in the very center, and the second and third are located a bit in outskirts, but not outside the center. And also based on how they are arranged, that the first faculty is composed of old buildings which are scattered in a large area, and the third faculty is also composed of smaller buildings which are located in one area, and second faculty is composed of one really big hospital and one campus which are located close to each other. So I think the advantage of our school is the largest hospital in the country and the largest pediatric hospital in Central Europe, which are packed in one place at the last station of subway. Mm-hmm. And very close is a campus of all theoretical fields in one brand new building.
Yes. Okay. I would also want to touch on a bit of the curriculum. I would say that it's important to bring up what the students are going to be facing for, let's say, the first 3 years. Could we maybe talk a bit about how is the curriculum built, what students should be expecting in the first 3 years, what subjects they're going to be, what is the biggest subjects, I would say, and the most interesting for the students will be AHE, so anatomy, histology, and embryology. So maybe Professor Kachlík could tell us a bit about that subject.
I have to add to the previous question that the first and second faculty, they have a traditional curriculum based on subjects, and the third faculty has a problem-based, problem-oriented curriculum, which is different. The first 3 years are theoretical, and the rumor said that the Central Europe is known for the best theoretical education in the world. You can come and see if it's true. And we have several lines in these 3 years. One is, of course, the morphological line, starting with anatomy, histology, embryology, and then continuing in physiology, biochemistry in the second year, and pathology and pathological physiology and microbiology in the third year. But then we have another important links like ethical one. So we have bioethics, communication, we have nursing, we have a bioinformatic line, so we have biostatistics and methodology in science, biophysics, of course, practical things from the first year. I already mentioned nursing, but we have, of course, first aid and communication with the patient. So the curriculum is quite complex, and although students concentrate first years on theoretical knowledge in the main subjects concerning how the body is constructed, how it works, they see the patient from the very first days, and they talk to the patient, and they try their first interventions on a dead body at anatomy, but on a living body in nursing, first aid, and other subjects.
That's beautiful. I want to also touch on the Czech language. Could you maybe summarize what is like the first 3 years? How is it, because it's a 3-year course, so how is it built? How is the subject built? What does the student learn from the first year onwards?
During first 3 semesters, we focus on basic Czech, basic topics like family, living, food and restaurants, the same as you have in each language textbook, for example, English 1, when you study at high school. And we have 3 semesters to teach students enough to be able to pass the first Czech language exam in the middle of the second year after winter semester. And as soon as they pass the exam, we start focusing on medical Czech, because medical Czech is based on phrases. Sometimes things don't work the same way. You cannot translate the English sentence just word by word. So we have 3 more semesters to teach students how to communicate with patients in the hospital, what to say and how to say it. And after the 3rd year, there is the second language exam, Czech language exam, which is held in the hospital with the real patient. And students have to take the medical history of this patient, understand it, and tell us what they learned from the patient.
Your experience with the students, do you think that they are able to learn in the 3 years enough that they're able to communicate with the patient, or is it how you would see it as a teacher? Do you see that it's like that they really manage to communicate, or is it sometimes dependent on the student, or How would you say?
Okay, of course, sometimes we meet students who are, let's say, language learning resistant. So in this case, it's a little bit difficult, but my experience is when students want to learn the language, they are able to, because they meet language every day. It's a huge advantage. They stay in Czech environment. Czech is everywhere. There is no escape. So if you have just open eyes, open ears, and when you want to learn it, you can manage it. And of course, if you find friends, even boyfriend or girlfriend who are Czech, it's very easy to learn the language. Yeah.
I would also want to talk about a bit like how to accommodate to this culture. How do we prepare our incoming students for this new culture, new place? Because we have students from everywhere. We have from Arabic countries, we have students from India, we have students from everywhere. So how would you say, how you prepare the students for, let's say, the start? We have something called Freshers Week. Maybe we could talk about a bit what is that and why is it so interesting to the students?
Okay, so first step is when we admit someone and when I am the person who examines them. As soon as they are admitted, I say, okay, this is the first step. So now please ask your mom how to cook, how to do laundry, etc., etc. This is, let's say, several weeks, half a year before they come to Prague. Second step is that we have a Zoom meeting before the arrival, where I explain everything, what they need to know about Prague, how to get from the airport to the dormitory, for instance, how to buy the ticket, etc., etc. Of course, students can ask questions. Also, parents can attend this meeting. So there are many questions they ask, and usually at the end they say, okay, now we are ready to arrive and we believe that everything will be fine. And then we have a Freshers Week, as you mentioned. So 1 week or 10 days before the official beginning of the academic year, we have the enrollment. And right after the enrollment, we start with intensive Czech course. Actually, this is also the optional subject. So very pleasant way how to get first 3 credits.
And that's new, actually, because when I started, I didn't have this. I would have liked it. It's a great idea, having it as an optional subject.
Yeah. So right now, it was the second time we had this as an optional subject. And part of this Freshers Week, and you know it probably better than me, there are some activities during the afternoons, evenings,
parties, celebrations. We're going to talk about that in another episode when we're going to have some students coming over.
But of course, first meeting at the anatomy department where you explain what to expect.
Yes, students are guided through the campus. We show them the place. We give them introduction that they should not have fear of us, but they should find the motivation inside to study, because it will be tough, but they can manage it. We present our main teachers, and at the end of Freshers Week is a white coat ceremony.
I would say that was one of the highlights of the Freshers Week. It's great. You get your first white coat
with the faculty.
With the faculty, yes,
pelican, exactly.
And it's great for the families as well to see where the students are, where their children are going, and then they can meet you. They can meet people from the faculty. It's a great event, I would say, and it's also good for the students to prepare to what's to come, because the first week is really just to getting to know the faculty, the places, and the people. But then when the actual academic year starts, it's hectic. So it's really important to people to know that it's a very good event, because it's not obligatory. It's for everyone, voluntary if they want to come. But I would say it's very important as a start for our students.
Yeah, and usually when parents have chance to talk with us during the white coat ceremony, when they leave Prague, they say, okay, now we know who we leave our children with, and we know that there is some person whose phone number they have and they call or text in case of any emergency. So it's maybe they maybe feel more comfortable just leaving very young people, very young children, not very young, but still adults, but young adults independently in a country which is quite new.
Yes.
And the care of students does not stop at the first week, because Petra is here all the time and Vera Hall from the study department is here for them. But we have also another elective course which is called medical orientation subject. And in the first 6 to 8 weeks, the Monday in the evening, they just spend with our teachers and they explain them how to study, how to use the materials, how to relax, if they have problems, how to consult. And also people with pedagogic and andragogic skills come, and also some psychological lecture is there. And what is new now is psychological help for the international students, that they can address one of our anatomy teachers. So she is both anatomist and psychologist. So this also works here now.
That's perfect. For the applying, how would you say, how does the applying to the faculty happen? Is there some companies you can apply through, or can the student apply straight away to the faculty without these external companies?
Both possibilities exist. So the easiest way is to open our website and they can directly go to a section applicant and they can read all the information and directly can go to the application and apply. Or if not, we have several agencies which help us with spreading the information in the countries, but sincerely go directly to our website and apply. The only disadvantage is that you have to come directly to Prague for the entrance exams. But if the students would like to use the agency, then the agency allows them to take the entrance exam at the spot in the country. So we travel to several countries like United Kingdom, Israel, Greece, Cyprus, Germany, Portugal, but Greece, yeah. But I think we can in Turkey, Hong Kong, South Korea. But we plan to go to Thailand, India, US, and Canada. So I think there will be more spots where to take it, or to come to Prague and to see where they will study. It is nice to join a tourist week in Prague to see a very beautiful city and to see where is the school, how it looks like. They can come for excursions, which can be done here for them. If they apply easily by email and they ask, can we come for a tour? Then a short, like 2 hours long tour is organized. So they see the hospital, they see the campus, and they can see our dissection hall even at the time.
And it's more like an advantage than disadvantage to come here. I would say it's
and they save the money which they have to pay to the agency. Yeah,
for sure. I would like to also touch more related to our students who are already here in our faculty. Some extracurricular activities, let's say. What options we have, some research opportunities. Do we have something like that for our students here, or is it only the curriculum that we are obliged to go and do? Is there something else that our students can do on top of their studies?
The curriculum contains many elective courses, so they can do many extra compulsory activities, getting credits from elective courses. I think we have more than 400 of them. Anatomy has got 16. But they can also be involved in research. Even from the first year, if they find time, they can be involved in research. The research is either basic at anatomy, histology, physiology, or can be applied in oncology, neurology. So the students just have to be active and ask the teachers, please can we join some of the program? And they can come. For example, in anatomy, where we have these students, they can work with histological slides, and they can work on counting cells in brain affected by epilepsy, or they can do some dissecting with us. They can work on imaging, X-rays, MRI, CTs. They can work on meta-analysis. So we have many options, and they can choose it. And our aim all the time is that they present it at a faculty scientific conference, at a national or international specialty field conferences, and that they publish an article in a respected journal as a first authors, because it's their it's their work if they do it and they devote 1 or 2 years of their life to this.
Should the student be somehow prepared for the research? Let's say some course in how to read the paper, or is it possible to do it from the first year, meaning that you don't have any background of research experiences or anything previously?
Yeah, the curriculum contains biostatistics and methodology, which is fine, but the students can join our research without that. We just teach them everything.
Is there any possibility to do it in some other subjects as well, the research, or is it now more directed to anatomy, embryology and histology? Is there some opportunity to do it also maybe in more clinical years, or?
Yeah, I think any motivated student asking any teacher will reach the goal. I just speak for anatomy because I know it, what we offer and which results we have. Even one of our students gets to international prizes and international morphological congresses, so it works. But more students then aim into microbiology, neurology, hemato-oncology, which is one of the leading scientific programs at our faculty and model hospital.
All right. Would you like to say something to the applicants, to the students who are coming here, some short invitation, something that you would like to say at the end, probably?
I think when you decide to apply to our faculty and when you are admitted, you will find a new family here. We are here for you. We are always here for you or for the applicants. And we warmly welcome students from all around the world. And this is also one of the advantages, because it's good to make friends from other countries, because it's the actually cheapest way how to spend holiday.
That's true, yes.
And for me, we say anatomy is our love, it's our passion, and we are keen on doing teaching, doing research, and we are keen on meeting new students. Maybe this dialogue was a bit calm and quiet, but we are really eager, and we want people to come and work with us, because then we see them in 6 years coming as a new physicians with all this experience. That's a great experience, and each year we are looking forward to meeting new people. So just come.
Come to the best faculty in the world. Thank you very much for your time. I'm really happy that I was able to have this interview with you, and I hope it's going to be good.